And he did.
Hey guys, welcome to Para-Ops, Para-Open-Minded Paranormal Skeptics. I'm your host, Sky, and we're going to have an absolutely hysterical show. I can tell you that much. We're going to start it off with that, and some introductions going to my co-host.
Hello, my name is Seth, one of the PR managers here at P.A.R.A.Normal. Finally back in the saddle. His voice still isn't there, but...
Larissa, CEO, Third Eye, and founder of P.A.R.A. I'm here again because I was there for the clip.
Alan, other CEO of Third Eye and founder of P.A.R.A.
He was there for the clip. And Mr. Cooper,
our special guest.
Oh, this guy. First of all, if I would have noticed that my nose ring was sideways in that freaking headshot, I would have sent you another one. But, you know, whatever. Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon Cooper. I am with Supernatural Inc. and Paranormal Task Force. And I was not there for the clip.
So tell us about how long you've been in the industry and paranormal investigating and all that.
So I've been doing this. Would you call it professionally? Is there?
Yes.
I guess. Okay. So been doing it professionally for like 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been interested in sort of dabbling for about 15. So yeah, I've kind of been around a little bit with the gray, you know. That's what happens. Did you see my lights turn up like it was just showing my grays when I said that? What is that?
Oh, you grayed really early, man.
Well, you know, the Marine Corps, Just for Men doesn't count over there, fella. They don't make enough Just for Men for this main.
Oh my God.
No, that's not Just for Men, buddy.
Well, thank you for your service.
I know. Nah.
And thank you, hi Jen, and hi Frank, and thank you for coming out, or coming on our show. And before we forget, Sky, one of the things that we got to remember to do is thank everybody that not only shows up on the live but goes back and watches it, because we get quite a few comments after the fact. So thank you in advance to everybody who's going to go ahead and watch this later on.
I think we need a mute button for Larissa.
We might.
Listen, I'm trying to
for one night.
I'm trying
one
to
night, and he's gone.
I'm trying to not be on these guys. I can't help it that I'm at every investigation.
I know, right?
Where were you, Sky? You weren't on our team yet.
I wasn't there yet. You didn't even meet me.
Me either. Yeah, Sky, I wasn't there either.
I was not gracing your presence.
I'm surrounded by Yankees.
Oh. There he goes. There, he's throwing out his support for the South. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's right. We'll rise again. We will rise again. Maybe
if we all end up down that way. Otherwise, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna take a nap or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, tonight, guys, we are going to show you a clip from our favorite place, Hell House, as always. Not Knickerbockers. Like I had thought. I'm sorry.
Bell
So we're
jars.
going to show you a clip of this magical little tool that we have called a bell jar. And we want to know what you guys think of it. It was in the dining room. Nobody was near it. You got to touch the little bell jar for it to go off, and it's lighting up. So let's see what you guys think.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So the bell jars, just so people know, it's a glass dome.
Yeah.
Over basically a trigger object that is copper wire. And when the copper wires connect, then that causes the light to come on. So no wind can get at it or anything like that.
Okay.
And this happened during setup. We went live like right away before we even had the whole place set up, because it was like, what's going on here?
Oh, all right. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Here we are live again inside the Waldorf. We are in the front dining room area where
I am sensing a female entity. Believe that it's her that is actually turning our bell jar on. The bell jar is that apparatus you see right in front of you there. It takes somebody making the connection. What do you think?
On and off.
I think those chairs are gorgeous, first off. That's it. It almost reminds me of the Forever Rose from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
The way it's
well
set up.
played. Well played.
But so when you say the wires touch and it causes the light to turn on, what's the approximate distance there?
What would you say, Alan? A quarter of an inch?
No, not even that. I'd probably say an eighth of an inch, but
Okay.
it's balanced between there. It's a rod that goes up between the connection points, and it's in the middle of those connection points, so there's space on both sides. So the only way to make that connection is to have something push that copper item towards the middle rod sticking up.
Into the conductor there. I gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there's a battery that it triggers the battery to light the bulb.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And the thing is, if the copper's connected the entire time, the light stays on the entire time.
Right.
That's
So it
cool.
has to be, so for it to be blinking on and off, there has to be some kind of movement of it.
Yeah.
So
My
hanging with
question
Mr.
would be,
Cooper. Mr. Cooper,
yeah, my
what do you
question would be, first of all, is anybody walking? Is it wooden floors or the floors creaky? That
Carpet.
Okay, so, and I am familiar with the bell jars and that, and you are correct. Something has to move it. And from the video I saw, that it didn't look like anybody was walking, moving, so that kind of ruled that out. So I'm calling it like legit somebody trying to reach out before you've even started, really. So, I mean, I'd have to watch it again, but I don't know that I could debunk that one.
Can we play it again?
do it?
Absolutely.
Here we are live again inside the Waldorf. We are in the front dining room area where I am sensing a female entity. Believe that it's her that is actually turning our bell jar on. The bell jar is that apparatus you see right in front of you there. It takes somebody making the connection.
Yeah,
You see that gray carpet?
Yeah, so that would have cushioned any movement. Looks good to me. That's a really good. That's a good video.
Yeah, we have another one coming up here where we had tour goers that went off on their own, and they were in that room, and the bell jar was in there. And the one guy is a super skeptic. His wife dragged him to the investigation, and it kept going off. And he's like looking at it, and he's got the flashlight, and he's looking. And as he's doing it, the flashlight on the table behind him goes on. His face is great. It's just great.
Wow.
Yeah. So that bell jar, that's a big hit at the Hell House. Whoever's in that room, we think it's Beatrice. She first of all doesn't want anybody in that room, and second of all, she definitely does play with lights a lot.
He loves cat balls in there too.
Yeah, she'll light anything up in Hell House, man.
They all will.
Yeah, they like toys. They're just active there, which is really cool, because it's called Hell House because of the movie, but the truth of the matter is there's nothing in there that's going to harm you. They're all real friendly.
It's a hell home.
What do the viewers think? What do you guys think? Paranormal or not paranormal?
You know what I like about the light? When you said that it's turning it on, it went off and then back on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Completely off. It was blinking, and then it was like, shut off, turn back on.
Yeah,
That's
what I was
if there was
watching for
vibration, there would be a lot more inconsistency, right? It'd be going on and off and wiggling and doing all that. Yeah.
So Jen, this is at Hell House in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, which we run tours out of. So that's where this is at. Frank says it's paranormal. So just to kind of let you know about the entities there, Brandon, they do exactly what Sky said. We recently had Lawrence Milano come in with Mondo Docs, and we were like, man, this place is active. It's active. Yes, it's by Country Junction.
Yeah.
We were like, it's so active. And then we went all around the house, and I mean, I'm a medium. I know I can feel when they're there, and they just wouldn't play ball. Like literally wouldn't touch the ghost balls, wouldn't do anything. But then like when we're walking around the house, setting stuff up, they're touching everything, lighting it all up. EVPs galore.
Right.
So they're kind of funny there. They're a little, a little bit of a circus.
Well, I wonder if it's because, they've been investigated enough to where they know. And, it's going to be like, if you're just going to sit here and chit chat with me, I'll do it all day. But if you want me to act on command and be filmed, not happening.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, it's happened right before the Halloween season. So one more thing, just to let you know about the house. So the house is also a haunted attraction. So not only is it the set of this movie about a haunted attraction that is haunted, but
Right.
it is a haunted attraction. Like you cannot get like a crazier dichotomy, right? So it's vacant most of the year, and it has been for 18 years. And then we came along in 2021 and started doing investigations out of there. But we kind of took a break between the summer and the fall. And right before it opened up for the Halloween season, we went that Friday night and did an investigation. And let me tell you, it was like they were
ready.
We haven't seen you in 5 months. We're lighting everything up.
Like we were at the doorway and they were lighting up for her. She was just like, show me, turn on, show me what you got. And it would just light up every time. And she's like, see?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't know if you saw or not, but Sam Baltrusis, April Bissett, the Dead Ends cast, they're coming out on January 20th to film.
I did see that, and it's kind of funny. I was on the phone with Sam earlier today, chatting. So, yeah.
How is he?
He is wonderful.
Good.
So, a question for you, Mr. Cooper.
Yes, sir.
When you're out there investigating, what are some things you have success with getting reactions from spirits?
We do really well with ITC. That's kind of what we focus on at Supernatural Inc. We build the ink boxes and that. So we have really, really good success with the IT, any ITC, like KD Stafford. And I don't know if some of you may know him, some of you may not. He was on Ghost of Devil's Perch, Travel Channel, and Ghost of Morgan City. So, he, all of the ITC that was used in those two shows, that's our stuff. And we use it a lot. But other than like the ghost boxes, I find that the crappiest, cheapest digital recorder is the best. Not this $500 Zoom that they've got out there. I'm talking like your cheap little Casio that you got at Radio Shack back in the day. That's never failed.
Now, we paid a ridiculous amount for that bell jar, but we find that cheap things like the ghost balls, the cat balls, those work great. Just regular old trigger objects from around the house, things that resonate. Some of the equipment prices out there, in my opinion, are just, it's ludicrous for what they charge for some of that stuff. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
And we had Ken on last night, and he brought up a good point. We could go out and we could buy all this stuff. It really, like he said, and as a medium, I can confirm, these are people who were once alive, and they're not much different in death. If they don't want to be your entertainment, if they want to communicate, they're going to communicate. So you could have the fanciest piece of equipment, and if they're not showing up to the show, they're not showing up to the show.
Yeah, and I'll also, the approach that I like to take is I'll sit down and just talk with them like I'm talking to you. I'm not trying to, hey, do flips and do this for me. No,
Right.
if you just sit down and talk and be like, hey, let me hear your story.
Yep.
Generally, I get better better reactions, better EVPs, better everything.
So
That respect factor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So so Dennis Smale from alias P.A.R.A.Normal, he runs Smith's Castle. I was talking to him a few months back, and we were getting ready to go to Gettysburg, and he said, "Listen, go when you're there, read from a nursery rhyme book." I can tell you right now, in all of hi Facebook user, we don't know who you are. Say your name. In all of the things that we've done for the past couple years, I don't think anything has ever been as successful as that. I've never gotten more EVPs reading a nursery rhyme from Mother Goose published in 1920 than I did we did as a group sitting in that circle. What, right, Alan? We got giggles, we got read more, all in one session, and it was all on the live. It was insane.
It seems like no matter where we go, it applies in some fashion. In a bit.
Well, and you're talking about, you can get all the equipment in the world and spend all this money. I also believe that an individual is attached to a certain piece of equipment. Like if you get, like us with our ink boxes, because we build them from the inside out, we have that connection, and if you find something that you're connected with, stick with that. Don't go around, spending thousands and thousands of dollars for the latest equipment. If you find something that works, that means that you're psychically connected to that piece of equipment or whatever it may be. And, that's what's going to work for you. And I try to tell people that all the time. People are asking, should I get this piece of equipment? Should I get that piece? And I'm like, no, if you have something that works, don't break the bank.
Right. Tell us a little bit about these ink boxes, ITC. I mean, I heard you say it a few times now, and I might know what that is, and maybe it's a different term, but I don't think so.
No, ITC, instrumental transcommunication.
Okay.
So talking through spirit boxes and whatever. Well, we build at Supernatural Inc. We build several different models of spirit box. We also build our own version of the God helmet, which was on the last episode of Ghosts of Morgan City, and Jeremy Leonard used it in 28 Days Haunted.
Okay, what is that?
That is a really, really good Netflix series.
No, I know the series. I can't watch them because that defeats my whole purpose as a medium. But what is the equipment, the God's helmet? What is that?
Okay, so years and years and years ago, there was an invention called the God helmet. What it does is it works off electromagnetic frequencies and magnetism, and ours has different light combinations. And what it's supposed to do is heighten your sense. So if you're not a psychic, it's supposed to mimic being a psychic somewhat, and you should be able to experience more, feel more, and so that's in a nutshell, that's the premise behind a God helmet or a ghost helmet. We call ours the ghost helmet.
Well, that sounds amazing, and I definitely will be messaging you for details on that. I do have to ask you, though, I'm kind of being funny, but kind of not. What happens if you are a psychic and you put that on?
And we've had a couple do it, and I can send you videos of that.
It does. It just, I tell you, as you're talking about it, the feelings I'm getting are like, I'm already hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting. Like, I don't know if I want to feel death anymore.
Some of them that have done it went into supercharge.
Yeah.
And they did not like it. Denise Pridemore, who is also a psychic, she used it and she had great results. So it just really depends on A, your mindset, and B, your, I guess, willingness to feel more.
Also, every psychic is different in my opinion. we all have different levels of each gift. So I may hear better than the next psychic, but they may see and better than I do. So, I mean, depending on what kind of senses are heightened by that helmet, that would have me curious, more curious, like
Right.
would it heighten one of my weaker senses? You know what I mean?
And theoretically, yes, it could. Oh,
Sounds amazing.
yeah, it's great. I like using it as a shaman personally. I love using it. So I guess I should have mentioned that at the beginning too. I am also a shaman.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You're the second shaman I've ever met in my life. I'm wondering, like, are you in
we stay in the shadows. Generally, if it wasn't for KD pushing me to get out there, I would still be back in this. I would still be behind my green screen.
So we keep joking around, right? So I just started Reiki, a course on Reiki, right?
Yep.
And we have a certified chaos magician, and we have a psychic medium. So we keep joking around that, we're going to have this full panel, right? So we need a shaman now.
Well, everybody needs a shaman.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? Explain.
I don't know. It just sounded funny.
Oh.
Don't leave home without it.
Yeah. I mean, cha-cha-cha, shaman.
What are shaman requirements?
How much time we got? No, okay, I'll do it in a nutshell. So there's a difference. So you got to be careful. There's shamans, and then there's shamanic practitioners. And the difference in that is shamanic practitioners, although great, have never gone through a ceremony or a ceremonial indoctrination. So like I have, and I'm Cherokee. So, and kind of grew up around the reservation, and but it takes a lot of study, especially of herbal remedies. I mean, my God, there's thousands upon thousands, and it's just constant study under mentors.
Do you have to be Native American to be a shaman?
No.
Oh.
And actually, the term shaman comes from the Andes Mountains, and it basically means the one who knows. And wait, it's just.
You're Cherokee, you said?
Mm-hmm.
In South Carolina?
Mm-hmm. The reservation's only 2 hours from me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Aren't you something, Sky? You're Lenape, right?
Yeah, I'm Lenny Lenape. So homegrown, right from here.
He's our next shaman.
Yeah. That was my question of what do you need to do to be a shaman? Because I've actually been thinking that.
We joked around with Marlena and called her a chaos magician. We told her she was going to be a chaos magician, and that girl went out and became a chaos magician. So Sky, be careful. Brandon might be your mentor.
I will tell you firsthand, this is not a path that you want. This is not a path that I chose. It was chosen for me, probably before I was born.
Yeah.
It is sometimes very lonely, very difficult path.
Why?
But, there's a lot of a long time to where you have to just meditate and think and commune with nature. And then if you get into the healing side of it, you're dealing with all of their energies, and who do you go talk to? It's
the perfect job for me.
I mean, you're making it sound like a freaking vacation, man. Do you get your own island too?
I'm sure that's in the brochure. I haven't read that far.
Oh man, well that sounds awesome. And honestly, like I said, I know April is a shaman. I have not ever really heard of. I mean, I've heard of the word in tribal culture. I mean, I know that, but I've never really met a shaman, so it's pretty amazing to me. Sorry that it's lonely, I mean, but somebody's got to do it, right?
I love it. I love it.
Good.
I love the hardships. I love the good times. I love the bad. I eat, sleep, breathe it. I love it. And you kind of have to. You kind of have to be a little obsessive.
That's
Why
the
do you
important
say
part.
that you were chosen before you were born? I'm just curious. Where you like? Why would you feel like it was your
I
calling?
always felt like a healer. Always, even as a little kid. You know how you just know something, even as a child. Well, it's always been that way.
Yeah,
I
I knew
call it
I was weird
knowing.
as a child because I could see dead people. So I
Knowing,
know
yes,
I call it
yeah,
the
right.
knowing, yeah.
Well, that's an actual shamanic term, the knowing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've just been calling it that since I've been doing it.
Wow, that's
No
pretty
idea.
cool.
You reach the knowing in one of the 3 shamanic worlds, and that you research it. You sound like you've already got some of it going.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. Like, it's amazing.
This really is.
Right? Isn't it amazing the whole journey that, like, just our team as a whole has, like, really come together, and what we've cultivated together is amazing. And we keep running into people like you that are just like, it's like little signs from the universe, you know? Like, it's amazing. It's so cool. Like, to meet.
Well, and and I'm so honored to have been asked to come on the show and to meet y'all. It's a complete honor, and it just seemed like it was kind of out of the blue that I got the message to come on, and it just so happened I had nothing going on tonight.
That's exactly what he said too. He was like, "It just so happens I am free."
I sent your name, Brandon. I sent your name to Sky on a list. I said, "Here's the people."
Oh, see, and then there you go. And it's rare that I get a night that I can just hang out, chill, and chit chat. So yeah,
he kept the whole shaman thing to himself the whole time.
Right.
It was a hidden secret.
Tell us.
Well, it's not about. Well, this show's not about me. So
Yeah, but we want to talk about you now because we like you.
well, thank you. I guess I like Yankees now. Is that how that works?
Oh,
yes.
I'm done.
Okay, yeah. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
No.
Not for nothing. Hey, not for nothing, but I'm walking here.
Listen, you don't want me to turn that on, okay? Because I do come from Brooklyn and I can turn it on real high, real quick.
At ease, Captain.
At ease, Captain. Yep.
Did you say at ease, Captain? I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you before we play this one last time. What is your take on the bell jar? I know you said that you think this is a good piece of evidence, but the equipment itself, the idea itself, like, what do you think about the amount of energy that it takes to push that metal? Like,
well, it would seem that it would be an enormous amount of energy. However, you got to break it down. You're working with copper. Copper is a huge conductor of electromagnetic energy. Well, what is the theory on what a spirit works off of? Is the electromagnetic field. So in theory, it's really not that difficult for them to move copper. And it's a great conductor. Like, look at Butte, Montana and places. Super duper haunted, but there's copper lines all everywhere through there. And, a lot of their spirits move back and forth. Well, they use the copper because it's so easy. So yeah, on the outside, it seems like a super intricate, really hard, like, how are they going to get enough energy to move this? But if you just break it down like molecular level, I mean, copper is a perfect conduit. So, I mean, I like the whole concept of the bell jar. It works, and it's easy to debunk or prove, because all you got to do is just sit a static cam right there, and you can see through everything. You can tell if there's a wire moving, anything, So I think it's a perfect device for skeptics.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a great skeptic evidence review. We like that. That's the point of this show. So for our last time, for our special guest and our viewers, Seth, can you please show the clip?
Right away.
Here we are live again inside the Waldorf. We are in the front dining room area where I am sensing a female entity. I believe that it's her that is actually turning our bell jar on. The bell jar is that apparatus you see right in front of you there. It takes somebody making the connection.
Yeah. Someone's got shaky hands. I was trying to see if you could see it moving at all. It's really hard.
My
But-
hands were shaking, guys, because I had like all this equipment and gear and cameras in my arms, and we were going to set stuff up. We were going to set the trail camera up and trigger objects in that room. And so we walk in and this is happening, and I'm like trying to get my cell phone straight, and it just, yeah.
Of course, it always happens during setup, right? There's always some kind of
Yes.
activity.
It's always like the best activity.
Yeah, we go set up and we never take an EVP with us. We always forget or take a camera or anything.
You know who's genius, though, on our team, I have to say? We got this dude, Keith, our evidence review technician, and he's got a body camera, so he comes suited up. So from the jump, you get stuff.
You know, I was going to suggest that. They've got body cams on Amazon for a very reasonable price.
But when we end this broadcast, we're going to talk to you about your helmet. Because I want one, and your ITC.
I want to hear about the ITC, yeah.
She's about to turn into Superwoman. You are not going to be able to stop her abilities, Alan.
I will plug our online store real quick. It is easy, super easy to get to. It is store.supernatural.inc. And that has all of our ITC devices, some metaphysical stuff that we're starting to put on there in the shaman's corner. But it's got all of our latest boxes. The boxes, we make all of Jack Osborne's equipment. We make equipment for the Ghost Brothers.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Can you tell him I love him and have for a very long time?
I will, you know what? I'll tell KD to send him a text message.
Yeah.
Don't tell my husband.
Yeah, good luck with that. I can't even get him on my show.
No. I don't want him on the show. I just want him to know how much I love him. It's been a long time.
It was a good time.
We just got one of the Ozzy Osbourne Ouija boards, so we're gonna try to get it to Jack to see if his dad will sign it.
Oh, that's badass. That's badass.
We're talking Jack Osborne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long before I was investigating, so I'm talking like 2018, 2017, I used to watch Portals to Hell, and I just loved him. He's so cool. So
yeah, if you watch, especially his latest show that came out where he's back home, you'll see several of our ink boxes and a lot of our equipment on. Because we send it to him all the time. He loves our stuff. Well, I don't know why, but hey, I'm down with it.
We're about to love your stuff too.
Please love it. Love our stuff.
We'll need the special discount code for veterans. Remember that.
We have one.
Awesome.
We are a veteran-owned and operated LLC.
That's
love
awesome. We are too. You know, we know. I don't want to say too much, but you know, there's some perks to that in Pennsylvania. The LLC, the veteran-owned LLC.
Oh yeah,
I bet you get them down there too, right? In South Carolina.
And our LLC is out of Kansas City, so yeah, we get some. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm always gonna be lost when you guys talk about veteran and military stuff, but that's okay. I like the stories.
Well, once you're a shaman, you'll have that to talk about.
Yep.
And you know what? I'll give you when we go out over here. I'll give you my email address, and I'll teach you a thing or two.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks. I appreciate that.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Well, I
right,
do
guys.
believe we're out of time for today.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's time to go. I'm not going to sing a goodbye song. However, I do hope that everybody has explored their fears with us and you have learned a new spiritual pathway if you didn't already know about one. And keep an open mind and don't be a skeptic. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Larissa and Alan, as always. And thank you
guys.
Of course.
Thank you all so much for having me on. This was fun.
Yeah.
Come on again.
Anytime. I'd love to come back anytime.
All right. Well, if you're viewing this later, we hope that you post in the comments what you think about our evidence. And as we said, it is paranormal. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy New
Later.
Year.